the culmination. Hey party people, welcome to another weird little video. Hello, Luke.
How's it going?
It's going great! You know why?
I do. This is it. This is the final wrap up, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Of Mary-Kate and Ashley. How does it feel?
Yeah. It feels pretty good.
It feels good. This has been a very long adventure. And it's something that I really didn't think I'd be an expert on. But
No.
here I am.
No. And I've got some thoughts. As I've been preparing to make this video, I've been thinking about some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Before we run down the final ranking of all the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies, number one, I want to make a disclaimer. So these are not all of the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies ever. These are their two major motion pictures, like full-length feature films that were in theaters, New York Minute and It Takes Two,
Yes.
and as well as all of their straight-to-video movies from like 1998 to 2003 or whatever.
Yes.
So their like seasonal holiday movies aren't in here, but
Which seemed to be very popular.
yes. So
People are always like, "Are you gonna watch those?" I think those were the Double Toil Trouble one, and then the grandma, the Christmas and the
Christmas
Halloween one,
right.
were before any of these movies.
So I'm really interested in watching these movies. Like I think that I actually have really high hopes for those movies. I bet they're excellent. But I just didn't want to include them in this ranking because I feel like they're in like a league of their own. Just that was the disclaimer. This isn't every Mary-Kate and Ashley movie ever, but suck it.
And not the TV show
And not
either,
the TV
which
show.
we will not watch.
Okay, well.
Might have
see.
trouble finding that. I don't know.
Moi.
Have to spend $60 to buy the box set.
We'll see. I got that disclaimer out of the way. We kind of wanted to talk dads.
Yes.
Before we get into the nitty gritty, I want to take a moment to show my appreciation to all the dads in these Mary-Kate and Ashley movies.
All right, yeah.
Because they really have played an incredibly important role in some cases. Some of the dads were nothing.
Early on, it was a very critical part because it seemed like every other movie or every movie at the beginning was single dad, dead mom.
So,
Yes.
we would like to pay homage
Yes, to the dads.
to the dads in all the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies. So let's break it down. I don't know like in what order exactly these dads are gonna fall, but I know who my favorite dad was. Do you know who your favorite dad was?
I mean, I have an initial first favorite dad, just right off.
Do you want to tell me who it was?
I guess it was Gutenberg.
Okay. Yeah.
See, and now I'm having trouble
Listen.
remembering all the dads.
Listen.
That was my initial, first reaction.
Gutenberg from It Takes Two. He's an excellent movie dad.
But I would probably argue just every character in that movie was, a better character, so...
Right. That movie had the best characters, the best acting.
I will say I did like Sports Dad from Switching Goals.
Okay, see, that's my number one.
Okay, that actually... I'm gonna go with you. I like the Switching Goals Dad because that was more of the straight-to-DVD type movie that most of them were like.
Right.
So,
it was a straight-to-DVD movie, or straight-to-video movie at that point. But, man, this dad had so much zazz.
he had zazz, and he was like a real character.
Yeah.
A+, man.
A+.
Great writing of that character. That was a good one. That
was
Switching
an
Goals,
excellent
we'll
one.
go into that later, but that was a good one.
Yeah, some other fun ones. Obviously, It Takes Two, Steve Gutenberg.
Yes.
Wow.
Great. He was
Incredible.
fantastic.
And what a smoke show.
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
Straight
But-
up. I mean, out of all the dads...
I feel like Switching Goals dad was hotter than Goot.
I'm having... For some reason, the Switching Goals dad, I'm just envisioning Chris Maloney from...
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
I can't remember what the Switching Goals dad looks
He's
like
kind
at this
of
point.
a Chris Maloney-esque. Actually, I feel like the dad from Switching Goals is like an actor.
Okay.
But I might
I
be
don't
wrong.
know. I don't
We'll
know.
see.
Yeah.
Who cares at this point?
Yeah.
So yeah, Gutenberg, great, excellent. I'm gonna honestly give a major honorable mention to the dad from Billboard Dad.
Okay. I was gonna say...
Because, whoa.
The Billboard Dad was weird.
What a
man.
weird guy.
Very memorable.
Yes.
Not necessarily the best dad or whatever, but it was unsettling.
His entire performance was unsettling.
Yes.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's a definite honorable mention. I'm not putting him anywhere. He's not the worst dad, but he is.
No, he wasn't a bad dad, but he was like just so freaking
weird.
Yeah. I think the parents from Our Lips Are Sealed were so weird.
Oh my god, the mom like smoked in that.
Yes.
Movie. Anyway. Yeah.
That we'll talk about. Our Lips Are Sealed. Don't you guys worry. So I think that's all for the dad roundup.
Yeah.
Again,
there was some great dads. I wanted to see more screen time from Dr. Drew, but
oh yeah, Dr. Drew, New York Minute.
That was another one where he almost can't even be counted. He barely had any screen time.
I would love to have more to say about Dr. Drew, but he hardly said a word.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Dads. There's no easy way to like rank these movies. They all hold such a special place in my heart. I think the best way to do this is just start from the bottom and go right to the top. Yes. Honestly, from the moment we watched this movie, we pretty much like turned it off and we're like, this was the worst one.
Yep.
You know?
I'm guessing it's Our Lips Are Sealed.
Yes, number 12, Our Lips Are Sealed. Yes. Just a bad movie. Honestly, it's the only one out of the bunch that I don't want anybody to watch. I don't think any of you should watch this movie.
Yeah, I don't remember much about it, and it was just boring. It was
really
weird,
boring.
And it was a part of that weird stage in between them being children and them being kind of teenagers. So it was just kind of a funky...
It was really whatever.
It was really funky.
Yeah.
I blame Australia, man. I think Australia also is just kind of like whatever.
Well, but it's also seemed like it was racist towards Australia.
Yeah!
Which was not cool.
That, which is hard to do, I feel like.
Yeah. What's number 11? I feel like I did a little bit of editing around this part of the list. I did a little bit of a switcheroo. This was not originally what was number 11, but we've since decided that number 11 is going to be The Challenge.
Yes, The Challenge was not good, and if you guys have been watching these videos, like, I was excited, like, maybe the whole time for The Challenge, because I was just envisioning this Survivor-esque Mary-Kate and Ashley movie, and I don't even know what it was.
Did not deliver. It was so boring.
It was so boring.
And that's the thing that we were most excited for. We were like, oh, this is going to be the most fun, you know?
Yeah.
But it was just a snooze.
I will say the one redeeming quality is they did pit them against each other.
Which is fun.
Briefly.
Yeah. I think
briefly.
The first 15 or 20 minutes of this movie, I was still pretty stoked. It kind of okay, all right, okay, because they were pitting the girls against each other and they were so different. And
yes, and it did debatably have the best moment at the end.
Yes.
With the all the boys from all the movies coming together for a scene.
For a nice little fourth wall.
Yeah, which was honestly great. It almost made the movie worth it. I was like, okay, thank you for putting
that was really the only thing that was maybe putting this at number 10, but at the end of the day, it's number 11. Yes. Because number 10 is Billboard Dad.
Okay, yeah.
Billboard Dad has got what is it? It's just got the weird factor.
Oh,
it's such a weird movie.
Yeah, imagine living inside that universe.
Oh my gosh, please don't make me. I feel like I have a lot of good to say about this movie because it's almost become kind of a cult classic in my mind.
Yes.
So bad it's good. But at the end of the day, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. It was
just, especially because it came right after It Takes Two.
Right.
It was
It Takes Two was so good.
it was okay, we're back into weird land here.
Right. Number 9, How the West Was Fun.
Okay.
When we first watched this movie, we were definitely this was terrible. We really fully expected this to be at the bottom of the list, but it didn't quite make the bottom. It's
no.
It was, in retrospect, I really appreciated the villain factor.
With
Bart. Because he was one of the top villains of the whole lot.
Oh, wow. He is one of the top villains.
Yeah. Because he's
really was.
pretty creepy, honestly, because he's very much just a normal guy.
Yes.
But he had his like whole villainous plan was like very creepy, like turning this ranch into like Bart Land or whatever it was called. Basically like his own amusement park. It was like freaking creepy. It was excellent.
You know, yeah. How the West Was Fun was not a terrible movie. In fact, I think that some people, if they really liked the young Mary-Kate and Ashley type stuff, they would probably enjoy this movie.
Yeah, I feel like there are a number of people that I've seen online who really love that movie.
Yeah,
so.
because it's still that sort of Full House era type.
Oh, and it does kind of have a fun, whimsical dead mom angle. Where, like, the dead mom used to have, like, a playhouse in these, like, Native American sort of, like, ruins, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is, like, a full-on magical element to that movie. What's next? Number 8, When in Rome.
Yeah.
So we're getting into, like, neutral territory right now, because we're nearing, like, the middle of the list, and it's just so, like... And then that's like When in Rome, honestly.
Yeah, When in Rome was, honestly, watching When in Rome, I was like, that wasn't a very good movie, but then watching The Challenge right after, I was like, When in Rome was okay.
Yeah, it's true. Well, the thing about When in Rome is there's nothing really wrong, you know? Like, the story is fine, and even, like, the little things that they sprinkle on, like, the funny scenes where, like, the girls are, like, learning how to make espresso, and, like, just stupid stuff. It's like, that all the puzzle pieces fit together, but, like, the actors they chose, honestly, like, all the actors that they chose were freaking weird. And I think it might be because they, like, wanted to choose, like, real Italian actors, so, like...
And they did, yeah.
And they did,
which
but
I
respect. I do too, but it was just weird.
It was weird, but it definitely hit all the marks.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna about When in Rome too much.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah, it's pretty near the middle of the list. It's I was a little bit surprised because I know that I loved it when I was a kid. Like, we owned it on on VHS. And yeah, I don't really know why I was so into it. Number 7, Switching Goals.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
You know, I will say upon first viewing this movie, it didn't really do a lot for me.
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed it perfectly fine. But it took me watching some of the movies that followed to truly appreciate just the pure Mary-Kate and Ashley-ness that is Switching Goals.
It was very fun. I thought the characters were very real.
The husband and wife, the parents of Mary-Kate and Ashley in this movie are so fun. They have like the best chemistry.
Yes.
And they're both, I mean, the mom is a comedian. I wish I could remember what her name is, but she's an actual comedian. And she had like great timing. And they just had like a really good back and forth. I think it was one of the movies that like actually had the most like pure, real like comedy in it.
Yeah.
Like similar to It Takes Two. But yeah, Switching Goals. Pretty much right smack dab in the middle of this list. Number 6, Getting There. Now, this one kind of gets a special... It gets like extra points just for being so weird. Probably the weirdest out of all the movies.
It was definitely the weirdest. Just the pacing and what the actual plot line was about was just
shocking.
Absolutely strange and had no... Like, that, I don't think that had a first, second, and third act, really.
No.
Like, it was just one big act.
Right.
You know?
It was so strange.
But I respect that. I want to see stuff that I feel like I haven't seen before.
Right.
And that was for sure a movie that fit into that category.
It's full of surprises.
Like the weird Elvis impersonator sort of scene, who was Indian, who I think you later told me murdered his wife.
Yes.
Or something.
Oh my gosh. After we filmed the video for Getting There, I came to find out that one of the actors that played in it, the East Indian guy who played an Elvis impersonator, he is actually a real life murderer. Or you know what? I'm saying he's a murderer. I think she might have lived, but I read online that he stabbed his wife like 45 times.
Yeah.
Like not just like a low-key murderer, like a high-key
rage murder.
Rage murder. Yeah.
Well,
good on him.
Good on him, man.
Yikes. Yeah, it wasn't good, but I really enjoyed it.
I liked Getting There.
Yeah.
I liked it. And shout out again to Awaken, who actually hit us up.
Yes. The guy who plays Toast in Getting There.
Yes.
Is a musician who we hit up on Twitter, and he hit me back.
Yeah, so big time. Thank you, Awaken.
Yeah. On to the next. Number 5, New York Minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Not much to say about New York Minute.
Honestly.
Maybe it's because we just watched it, but
Yeah. I'm a little New York Minuted out.
I think it was a good point in which to go out on.
Yeah.
You know, like...
It was nice to go out on a pretty good one.
It was, you know, kind of had the same Mary-Kate and Ashley elements, but it was PG-13, so it was a little bit, you know...
I guess what I liked most about that movie, because the plot was kind of, honestly, whatever, and confusing and slightly racist, but what I liked about it was all the, like, recognizable faces, the music.
I don't know.
It really relied on its cast and its cameos, which isn't a good thing, but it, you know... It was good enough to put it near the top of the list. I really liked how the girls were like kind of pitted against each other in the beginning, but like had to come together in the end. I think that is such a fun element in the movies that include it. It's a good angle. For sure.
Yes.
Because the majority of the time the girls are just like basically one and the same almost, you know, with like slight character differences. So it's fun when they're like totally different. And it seems like it's more fun for them to play those roles.
Yeah.
You know, because they're just so distinctly different. Up next, number 4. A major favorite of Luke's, Holiday in the Sun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holiday in the Sun was just weird. And it was actually okay. I liked how it was just one big advertisement for Atlantis, which was, I feel like I haven't seen a movie like that, who is just so straightforward with their product placement. They're like, this is about Atlantis.
Right.
Not a bad dad in that movie, by the way.
Not a bad dad.
He was kind of funny.
Yeah, low-key dad. Yeah. Holiday in the Sun.
It was just weird and hit all the marks. I think it was a movie where they started to be very boy interested. It was one of the first...
Boy crazy.
I loved Holiday in the Sun.
I will say it did lose my attention when the action like really starts to heat up and there's some weird conflict that needs to be resolved. I just lost me. I think that they like went onto somebody's boat.
Yes.
Which I don't know why. I think they were like breaking and entering onto somebody's yacht, and they found some stolen artifacts. But then they like got blamed for it because they were on the boat. Who cares? Who cares?
know.
I super don't care. So, Holiday in the Sun, number 4. Number 3, Passport to Paris.
Okay, now we're getting into like quintessential Mary-Kate and Ashley movies.
Yeah.
Passport to Paris. I'm not even gonna look. I don't know what you have ahead of it, but I almost thought you would have this at number 1.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I genuinely really love Passport to Paris. I love how the plot sort of centers around their relationship with their grandfather and like their grandfather's assistant, whereas in the past it had been like with their parents. It was just like a little bit different. I loved the boys. I loved how they were just like really independent in this movie. And I feel like everything about When in Rome that they didn't nail, they like nailed in Passport to Paris. You know, doing a good like sort of European teeny bopper movie.
Yeah.
You know, they just nailed it. Yeah, and I loved how they, you know, turned who you thought was going to be the villain into not only like a friend to the twins, but like a very sweet,
a beloved
friend,
character.
a beloved character. I just loved it. It hit all the marks.
Yes, Passport to Paris is, I think, for that era of Mary-Kate and Ashley, the quintessential like like the older Mary-Kate and Ashley.
For sure. Yeah, right. It like totally blows Billboard Dad out of the water. The final 3 are all excellent. My top 3, I mean, they could be like pretty interchangeable.
Okay.
So, number 3 was Passport to Paris. Number 2, I thought was Winning London.
Oh, another quintessential.
Yeah.
Those two.
Those two, honestly, are pretty like
Yes.
neck and neck, but Winning London has like the girls a little bit older,
Yes.
a little bit more iconic at that point.
Yes.
Yeah. But in every sense, it pretty much, you know, they pretty much measure up exactly to each other. I just think Winning London has, out of all of the movies in the franchise that
Yes.
include like sort of like team, you know, like
Yep.
a team project or like a team effort where there are like a lot of different characters involved. This movie did it the best by far. It had the best actors. It was the like funniest and the most. It made me nostalgic for that time period because it reminded me of other quintessential early 2000s movies.
Yes.
That are more recognizable than just like a Mary-Kate and Ashley movie.
It can
It's
be-
no Lizzie McGuire movie, don't get me wrong, but...
It can be definitely included in those.
Yeah.
In that group.
Number one, and it's been number one from the beginning. It Takes Two, man. What a movie. What a film.
Wow. It Takes Two, I almost feel like it's in a different sort of ballpark, because I think obviously they had a way bigger budget for that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever was writing it, directed it, was like, we're gonna make a movie.
Yeah.
You know? This isn't like a Mary-Kate and Ashley movie per se. Like,
No.
This is a legit movie, and I feel like that was one of the other only times that they played on the whole twin thing.
Right. Because in It Takes Two, they are twins, but...
They're not related.
They're not related. It's not like they're separated at birth even. It's like a magical thing that they just happen to be identical. Like identical strangers. Which is so weird.
Yes.
But it was great. And just like, I don't know, Steve Guttenberg, Kirstie Alley, Prime. And just that prime 90s, like, New York, you know, it was just excellent.
Yeah, I mean, the whole movie opens up with, like, her playing baseball out in the street. Like, it's like 1920 or something.
I know, yeah. Because people only did that in 1920.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just love that movie. I would watch that movie again.
Kirstie Alley killed it.
Oh, she was so funny and so on, and her chemistry with Steve Guttenberg was excellent.
It was insane.
Yeah. Oh, there's a great villain in Steve Guttenberg's fiance, like the evil
who did a
stepmother.
great
She
job.
was so good. I forget too. This is sort of like an alternate universe Parent Trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only difference is like in Parent Trap, they're actually twins and they were separated at birth. But in this one, they're not related. Other than that, it's like pretty much the same.
It's pretty similar.
Yeah, like pretty like laugh out loud funny.
Yes.
Really sweet.
Yes.
Very like honestly, you leave the movie feeling pretty touched.
Yeah.
It's like romantic.
Yes.
It's fun for the whole family.
It's fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
That's a legit movie. It was. It was.
Yeah.
My only drawback, which is a weird drawback, is it's not quite Mary-Kate and Ashley. You know, it almost doesn't fit into the whole what they were all about.
But you know what? When they were younger, that's totally kosher with me. Because when they're young, they're still like Full House. Because that's like Full House Mary-Kate and Ashley kind of vibes.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about, that's how I imagine the holiday Mary-Kate and Ashley movies are going to be. And I'm excited to watch those. I'm definitely going to watch those.
Yeah, they're going to be very young.
Yeah.
Very young in those movies.
And honestly, I feel like I was a little bit more impressed with Mary-Kate and Ashley when they were really young. Because they were perfectly fine actors as they grew up, but when they were little kids, it was really pronounced how excellent they were. They couldn't even read cue cards. Like, they had to be fed every single line. And I don't think that was the case in It Takes Two, but man, those girls. Woo!
It was an excellent
Love
movie.
them. Yeah.
Overall, I guess the best Mary-Kate and Ashley movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a journey it's been.
Yep.
I just one little, I want to get your take on this. We do keep referencing Billboard Dad.
Yeah.
It's almost this weird anchor point that we're like, you know, it's not Billboard Dad, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know, Billboard Dad, I think, is in a class of its own.
It really
as well.
is.
It's just so weird.
It just really had something to it. Billboard Dad is like Pulp Fiction.
Yes, it is the Pulp Fiction of the Mary-Kate and Ashley franchise. It is weird.
The way that it just is Pulp Fiction, and like getting there was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Like,
it really was.
well, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
We did it. We ranked them. Here's a little graphic of like where we placed everything. I feel pretty good about it. I know that people will disagree. Because I've, gotten comments on videos where people are like, I thought this one was the worst one, or this is my favorite. And, like, that's, whatever.
This is the official
Yeah.
review. Anybody else's opinion is wrong.
Right.
Because they didn't just watch every single one of them.
Right.
Honestly.
You
I don't
sit
think
down.
anybody is more qualified to judge these than me and you.
Right. Fight me.
Straight up.
I'm so excited that this is over. I am also excited to watch the holiday ones, just for fun, you know, just because I think they're going to be, you know, something.
There'll be something.
There'll
I'm
be
sure.
something.
There'll be something.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on this journey. It's been one.
It has been one.
It's been a Lord of the Rings level
yeah,
trip
dude.
to Mount Doom,
Yeah.
for sure.
I feel like people should be kneeling to me right
Am
now.
I Frodo or are you Frodo?
I feel like Golem, really.
Well, folks, I hope you'll join us next time for another weird little video. Stay tuned for just like maybe a touch more Mary-Kate and Ashley content. Just like one touch. It's gonna be okay. I hope you guys liked this. I hope you guys somewhat agree with our ranking. Let me know what your favorite movie is down below. Give me your thoughts. As always, I love you guys and I would do anything for you.
I love you.
That's nice. Delivery's a little creepy,
I
but
love you.
that's nice. And we'll see you next time with another weird little video.
Goodbye.